My takeaway from the show actually comes from yesterday, sitting in on Bob Goldberg's session on the State of the Union, where mystery is margin. What people don't understand, they're willing to pay for usually if you can give them a decent explanation. My second takeaway also comes from Bob Goldberg's presentation, in that we sell into Mexico and up into Canada, and the disclosure agreement that we have on the bottom of our emails has to be a little bit more specific for in Spanish and in French.
I think my biggest takeaway from this show was the customer empathy training from Brad Holloway. That was fantastic. I paid for my show expenses 10 times over with just that one workshop. The other one was with inventory management by Bob Bauer. Excellent. Paid again for my trip. And then plus I just love getting here and talking with everybody, meeting with everybody every year.
So one great thing about the RSPA this year I've noticed is that dealers are really engaged in staying successful, especially in a tough economy. There's a lot of energy in the panel discussions. There's a lot of energy in the discussions we're having with dealers. And people were really enthusiastic about staying successful and maintaining their partnerships.
And talk about they're engaged not just mentally, but they're really investing in this.
Right. So dealers are investing in finding new ways to innovate and not become a statistic in what's a disruptive market, the recession. They're not focused on the bottom line. They're focused on growth, and that's really coming out of the show.
So RSPA has been a great event for me. It allowed me to come to one location, meet with the key distributors in the industry, and get their feedback on a new product I'm working on. Also, it allowed them to walk me across the room and meet with some of their key resellers and people in the industry that have knowledge of the area I'm trying to get into. So it's been a great benefit for me, and I look forward to coming back again next year and the years to come.
I've learned a lot of this show. I've also learned that the most successful dealers are already here. They want to learn about what's going on in the industry. They want to become a stronger, smarter, better business model. And the successful dealers are the ones that are here. And maybe next year more of the dealers in our industry will be a part of this organization. It's the place where the industry meets. I think that it's hard for dealers to not be a part of this and still continue to compete in the future.
Anything that you're going to take away and apply to your business? Any best practice from the educational session or something that you learned in networking?
Jim Roddy told me that you should sleep when you get to the old folks home. I think I'll try to do that. I'll write that one down.
So one of the big benefits for me and Ingram Micro being at this event is to obviously connect with vendors and partners. And there's a lot of challenging trends right now, and being able to connect with dealers directly and get feedback from them and understand what their pain points are and help them with those opportunities has been probably the biggest benefit for Ingram Micro.
So it's the networking here that really has paid off for you?
Networking for manufacturers, with dealers has been very helpful.
I guess the thing that I've enjoyed the most here, and every year it's the same thing, is the interaction with other resellers and vendors. I always come back to that. I mean, the education is awesome. Jim Roddy did a great job with his time management. I really enjoyed that. I learned a lot from Bob Bauer and his presentation. I'm understanding that we're not charging enough for our services based on what a lot of the other resellers are doing. So that was incredible. But day in and day out, what brings us here and brings me here is the interaction and the taking a pulse with other resellers and vendors what's going on in the market today.
So I would have to say that one of the biggest keys of coming to this particular event is the education. The quality of education, the quantity of education has been absolutely outstanding. Everybody we've talked to, the resellers, the vendors alike, have all said that this is truly where the industry meets, and fundamentally the education is the biggest key that draws the folks in.